Wow. Okay, I have promised myself, because I don't have waterproof mascara on, that I'm going to try not to cry. But if I do, well, you know, just kind of point and laugh at my red nose and mascara running down my cheeks. But anyway, what I'd really like to do is thank everyone. Sorry, Gary, I tend to wander. Okay. I do a Phil Donahue, if anyone tends to remember him. But really, first and foremost, thank you so much to each and every one of you for making time in your day to come here. I am just overawed by the sea of faces and loved ones in front of me. It's been 3 years of blood, sweat, and a lot of typing. And I can't believe that today the book's here. I've finally given birth to my third baby. And it's just, again, wonderful to see everyone here. What I'm going to do is just read a little bit of the book, not so much to put you to sleep, but to entice you to buy many, many copies and spread the word. And then after that, just a short little talk. And then I'd love everybody to go help themselves to the lovely buffet catered by the Emily and Joel Catering Services. And there'll be, of course, the author signing books, too, that's odd to say, over here at the table. And the books will be at a special price today, only $20, just to let everyone know. So I'll dive right into the book. The name of the book, and it actually isn't me on the cover, believe it or not, is I'm So Together, I'm Falling Apart. And this refers to, I tried to look together, but inside I was a huge, huge mess for, goodness, probably 42 years. And then that's when I had a nervous breakdown, if you put it in layperson's terms, and ended up in hospital. So this is a story of my journey, how I ended up there, and the recovery thus far. I'm learning to survive and thrive with mental illness. Okay, this is the preface to the book. I suspect my parents loved me, floating between varying degrees of annoyance and indifference. Kind of the way you nudge a stray puppy, nudge it away as it nips at your heels, and you really prefer cats. Overwhelmed by this basic anxiety pulsing through the air, I was an inky, dark mixture of helplessness and fear, frightened that I was going to be booted out of the door after the slightest mistake. I suppressed all this angst and won over my parents with a bland as day-old oatmeal type of cheeriness. This coping strategy of compliance worked for me, the stray puppy. Oozing from every pore, my mantra screamed, "If I'm perfect, you'll love me. And if I can make you love me, you won't hurt me." Perhaps they would keep the puppy after all. But my juvenile strategy of perfection and paper training didn't eliminate my parents' indifference. And so I was continued to be ignored. And I solved this perceived problem by eventually withdrawing from my family. At times I bent over backwards, warning there is a swear word coming up, wishing that I could magically shit nickels if this would draw out a word of praise or a sincere cuddle. Eventually, though, I morphed into the model of uber self-sufficiency. I learned that it was unsafe or unwise to rely on anyone else to meet my needs. So I took matters into my own hands. I lived the theory that if I withdraw, nothing can hurt me. So I folded up the drawbridge, filled the moat to the brim. The armor was polished, shiny, silver bright, and ready to seal itself to my skin. So here I was, this highly adapted, pale-faced, skinny as a stick, square peg, hovering on the edges of this round hole family. I mopped up vomit splattered on the bedroom floor, swept up piles of cigarette ashes, and pink lipstick-tipped butts. My grip white-knuckling the broom as my cloudy gray eyes locked on the horizon, scanning for the next disaster. So, like a literary foreshadowing, these episodes were a glimpse into the role I was to play for over the next 40 years. So the years rolled on, and I eventually morphed into a typical suburban woman, a wife, mother, employee, and volunteer. But guys, it was an act, a bona fide Oscar-winning act. And I fooled my employers, my friends, my kids, my husband, even me. I knew I'd start crying. But then, one day, all the pretending caught up with me. I had a breakdown, and the heavy curtain of grief and depression crashed down upon my stage for what looked like the final time. Time and time again, my thoughts turned to death. Why was there so much suffering in the world? And why was I powerless to stop it? How would I cope if one morning I went to wake my children for school and found one of them dead, stopped breathing in the night? No amount of fretful activity brought relief to my racing, galloping thoughts of gloom and doom. I longed for the escape, the cool black nothingness, stone cold dead. Gone, baby, gone. And in a split second, I asked myself, and I was not nearly surprised enough by my response, is suicide the only way out of this hell? Well, guys, I've known so many of you for such a long time. And you're probably like, wow, I didn't realize she had it that bad. Well, believe it or not, 1 in 5 Australians will have a mental illness sometime in their life, and I'm one of them. Proudly surviving and thriving with depression and anxiety, I got help. And my mission today and for the rest of my life is to encourage people to be aware of mental illness, whether it's yourself, someone you love, someone you know about, a workmate, anyone. It is everywhere. It could be you, it could be your best friend. It was me. People did not peg me. People went, oh, I still get it. Oh my God, Leisa, what? You had a nervous breakdown? You went to rehab? Which, by the way, saved my life, big and bad. I will advertise it, South Pacific Private, till the day I die. And that's a long, long time from now. Thank you, Natural Causes, in my sleep at about 102. Thank you very much. But anyway, my goal, and if you just leave here with one thing today, is that if yourself or someone you know you think may have depression, a problem with alcohol, drugs, anything that impedes on your life, there is hope and there is help. And I am living proof that you can survive mental illness. I'm not going to say everything's perfect, because it isn't. I have to work damn hard every single day. Every single day. But it's worth it. And so, again, I just want to say, if you can get the word out about my book, or even just pass a link on to someone you know, it would be so appreciated, because at the end of the day, my job on the planet is being a good partner to Gez, a great mom to Joel and Em, and also to make people aware there is help, and they never need to feel alone and be standing out on the cold edge of Manly Harbor on a dark day with their husband and kids, not knowing where the hell they were, thinking they wanted the pain to go away so badly they were willing to trade their life for that. So guys, again, thank you so much for being here. Thank you to everybody around the world. And again, I can't thank you enough for making the time to come here and supporting me on my journey. I have been very blessed by so many wonderful friends and family. So I thank you, and I hope you enjoy the day. Help yourselves to the gorgeous buffet, again catered by Emily and Joel. And I'll be signing books in 5 minutes. Thank you.